Man, you guys remember when video games used to be this?
That people embrace today with PlayStation 3 and continue to demand. Just heard you there. When a gamer buys a PS4 disc, they have the rights to use that copy of the game. They can trade in the game at retail, sell it to another person, lend it to a friend, or keep it forever. In addition, PlayStation 4 disc-based games don't need to be connected online to play. Or for any type of authentication. If you enjoy playing single-player games offline, PS4 won't require you to check in online periodically.
All right, so that was Jack Trenton talking about PS4 games and how they're really supporting discs, physical games, right? Many people have saying this saying where, you know, you live long enough to become the villain. Well, that has happened. The villain is here. PlayStation announced that in January 2028, physical discs production will be gone. And this is from their PlayStation blog. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this. And yeah, kind of sucks. So let's see here. Senior Director, Sony Interactive Entertainment, Content Communications, Sid Schumann said, as consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical disc to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. Following this update, new games will be available on the PlayStation Store and retailers in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. So that's good. At least they're saying like we don't have, you know, if you have games in the past, it won't be affected. That's great. So any games from 2028 on, yeah, physical games are no longer a factor, which I think is crazy. They stated down here that this is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt the consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely with how much our community prefers to access and play games today. Honestly, I think this is just a term for, actually, I'll just keep going. We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation in how players can access games and provide choices as to where players prefer to purchase new games, whether that's at retailers or PlayStation Store. We remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and we thank you for your continued support. The crazy thing is, this isn't the only thing that they announced. There's another thing that we're gonna talk about later on in this video, but it's insane that they're saying, well, digital are higher than physical games. That is true, but it's not a 100% digital market that everybody's preferring. There are still a percentage of people that prefer physical games, and this is on PlayStation, but I mean as a whole, for I believe in the gaming industry it is an 80-20, which is the 20 is physical holders, 80% is digital. Now here's my thing when it comes to digital games. The reason why when they say that the digital media is like outpacing physical disc is because I believe it's the incentives that they give you for digital over physical. Like, just think about it with like pre-order games. If you pre-order a game on digital, you get a 3-day early access. Physical games, you do not get that. Lately, you're looking at like limited editions, you know, collector's editions, things like that. It's only digital. It's not a physical thing anymore. A great example, Ace Combat 8 Wings of the Thief. This is the Joker Flight Pack. So basically this is their collector's edition. As you can see here, you get a great amount of stuff. You get a vinyl collection, 2 of them. Also, you get the Aces of at War, a history like art book, things like that. And obviously you get the game. But the thing is, the game is digital. And then along with the deluxe edition, you get the base game, 3 days early access, which is only digital. And then you get a pre-order of Ace Combat 0. And you get an F-14, which is awesome. But again, this for the pre-order is only digital. If you want like the deluxe edition or the standard edition, yeah, you can get those. You can get the physical copies. But the thing is, they don't get the same incentive. You don't get this, which is something that a lot of people would want. You'd have to buy a deluxe edition, or you have to buy the standard edition on top of buying the Joker flight pack, which I think is insane. Like, the thing is, when it comes to digital and physical media, is that it doesn't change the prices of video games at all. It's still going to be the 70 or 80 bucks, you know, that you're paying for the digital. And then on top of that, you're only purchasing for the license. You're not owning it or anything, which they can disable at any time. It can be through something along the lines of your account being banned through some odd reason, or they could just simply say, hey, we don't have a license anymore and we're going to get rid of it. And you can't say anything about it. That's the downside to that. So yeah, it's crazy to see like what is happening with PlayStation, and going into these Twitter comments, it ain't happy. You know, you have Pirate Nation saying that you will own nothing. Does a Play says you are killing ownership, you are killing legal preservation, you are killing discoverability, you are killing publishers, you are killing developers. This is a move that might slightly improve bottom lines, but tear down every other aspect of this medium. Well done, you effed up. Even you have Domino's Pizza coming in here and saying makes about as much sense as us changing to digital pizzas. Again, another Domino's Pizza take. They've been, honestly, Domino's has been getting into this stuff, and it's pretty funny. Or then you have more people that are saying, you know, there's no reason to stay with PlayStation anymore. After more than 30 years with Sony, I'm switching to PC. With no physical games, there isn't a single valid reason to stay with PlayStation instead of buying a PC. Sony has officially killed its own appeal. PC has won. It doesn't stop there. Let's put it that way. Well, this was actually announced about a few days ago, probably last week, I believe, that Sony or PlayStation, they announced that as of 1 September 2026, due to our content licensing agreements, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Studio Canal content, and the content will be removed from your library. Thank you. So the fact that you bought it, you spent your money on this, they could take it away just because they do not have the licensing for that. And let's go further into it. It said here, due to our licensing agreements, you will no longer be able to access your previously purchased content from Studio Canal, and it will be removed from your video library. So all these movies here, I'm actually just going to scroll down like this. As you can see, tons of movies that are here that, again, it's insane that if you bought it, too bad. And this is why a lot of people always push buying physical games or in physical media just in general, because they can't do that. They can't come to your house and take your DVD away. They can't take your Blu-ray away at all. Now, remember when I was talking about Sony had another thing that they were going to do? It's like a 1-2 punch combo, I guess you would say. It didn't stop there. Sony decided to end the PlayStation Store for the PS3 and the Vita. And why? Because purchase those games and own them completely outright. Let's see here. So they said, after nearly 2 decades of supporting PS3 console generation, we wanted to let you know that we will be closing the PlayStation Store on the PS3 as well as on the PS Vita. PlayStation Store on PS3 will close in select markets starting this year, followed by global closures for PS3 and PS Vita next year. That means new content purchases will no longer be possible once PlayStation Store closes on these devices. To ease the transitions, players will still be able to download previously purchased content after the closing date of the foreseeable future. Basically, if there's some games that you want to play that are emulated for the PS Vita or that are compatible for the PS Vita, let's put it that way, like say, for instance, it's like a PS1 game or something like that you cannot get at a physical retailer store, you better download it right now. That's what they're saying. They said as the PlayStation Store continues to evolve to support modern commerce systems, including updated payment processing standards, PS3 and PS Vita are no longer able to support these updates at a level required. As a result, we will need to close PlayStation Store on these devices in the timeframes as follows. Obviously, they have all the places here. We know this news may be disappointing for PS3 and PS Vita players who hold a special place in their hearts for this generation of gaming. PS3 and PS Vita represent an important era of our PlayStation history, so this was not an easy decision for us to make. Clearly it was. As we continue to expand the PlayStation experience on newer devices that most of our users are playing on today, we need to focus more resources on delivering the best gaming experience on these platforms as we look ahead towards the future. Basically, PS5 and PS6, those are the future. So anything before that, yeah, you guys are getting shafted. You guys are no longer be able to buy games on the store and things like that. And again, it's not only PlayStation that has done this. Like Xbox, they have done the same thing too with the Xbox 360. I believe it was last year that they removed the online store for the Xbox 360 completely. So there's that. Continuing, they say that to our amazing players, we want to give our heartfelt thanks for your ongoing passion and support, which has helped inspire us to shape PlayStation into what it is today. We are excited for the future ahead as we continue to push boundaries of play. We look forward to having you on this journey with us as we explore new game worlds and new adventures that we have yet to come. One thing, it is insane to see this, but I will say, at least with the PS Vita and the PS3, you are able to actually still purchase physical games. Right now, you're able to purchase physical games, but I would be very careful. I won't even say careful, but like I'd be very weary. Like you might want to if you really want to purchase like these games for the PS Vita and things like that, you might want to go and buy games this year because the games will go up in price a lot. And I'll give you an example. So this is one of my favorite games that I've ever played, and this is Def Jam Fight for New York. Okay, so this game right here, looking at the pricing of these, $200, $325, $120, $89. This is just a case in artwork. This is not talking about the actual game itself. Like looking at these prices is pretty crazy. Like even going here, like I clicked on one of them, even though the sale ended, it is $270 people are paying for. There's people here that are buying it for $900, $800, $633. It is insane how much the price is. Pre-owned, $200, $500 pre-owned, like $122 pre-owned. It is insane. So when it comes to physical games, you might want, like you really want to go and purchase those games, right? You want to go do that. It's insane to see like this is happening, but again, this has been happening for quite some time. I made a video about 2 years ago talking about Starfield and physical games versus digital. I'll have that video linked down below, and it was talking about the benefits of having digital over physical. Like they're really wanting to push people to get digital games over physical games because of the incentives, like I was saying before, with pre-orders, early access, things of that nature. I haven't really talked about this. I didn't make a video or anything about it, so I'm just gonna tack it in here. Okay, I'm just gonna talk about this. GTA 6, most anticipated game ever. They came out with an update saying, hey, game's coming out November 19th. Great. On consoles, later on, a year later, PC's getting it. Usually, I believe that's the norm for Rockstar with the GTA games. But here's the thing, there's no physical disc. Then somebody went on to Twitter, or somebody posted a Twitter post saying that they contacted PlayStation support saying, hey, is there going to be a physical game? And PlayStation support said, oh, there's going to be a physical game later on. That's what everybody was going by. But according to the Hollywood Reporter here, it was announced that on Wednesday that the Red Dead Redemption Bully publisher revealed that Grand Theft Auto 6, the most anticipated video game in, well, probably ever, will only be available as a digital download. In addition to the entirely digital delivery option, the Take-Two Interactive owned imprint did advertise a coming physical version of GTA 6, but that was a convenient use of language. The physical version of the Grand Theft Auto 6 will merely be a download code packed in a physical video game case. So if you want the physical game, you're not paying for the physical game, you're paying for a box, which they should have stated that, that it should be, hey, you're actually purchasing a box with a digital code inside. You're not buying a physical game. What they were saying is a physical version. They said that it is something of a loophole to attract collectors and satisfy antitrust concerns, but not what the words meant to everybody else. So yeah, a lot of people were getting pissed off about that, and some people canceled the pre-orders. I would assume. So not only that, where does this go? This goes to, like, where's this leading? Obviously, games are going to be $80 or higher. Practice that they have with GTA as well. You are getting the base game for $80, but if you want all the content that is unlocked inside the single player experience of GTA 6, you have to spend another $20. Me personally, I think it's completely bogus that they shouldn't be doing that. That is a BS practice, and I know people are going to be talking about this and say, well, it's GTA. But the thing is, when it comes to the video game industry, people are talking about, people will see how successful GTA will be, because obviously it's GTA. They think that they can follow suit. So just think of your next game. Think of Call of Duty. Call of Duty coming out, they're like, hey, we have the base game for $80, but if you want to play zombies, for example, you got to pay $100 for that. A lot of people are gonna be outraged. They're not gonna have the same energy that they have with GTA to Call of Duty. You know, it's not gonna be the same thing. So that's the practice that we are going to be seeing, and that we will constantly be seeing when it comes to the game industry. I haven't seen in my life, I have never seen a industry, I haven't seen any company in the industry be like, you know what, everybody's going this route, we're going to switch it this way. I haven't seen that. PlayStation, Xbox, obviously we saw that PlayStation, you know, they went up in their prices with consoles twice, and then we saw with Xbox that the CEO said, hey, we're dropping the prices on Game Pass. Well, here's the thing, and we thought it was gonna be all good for Xbox, but here's the thing. Xbox, it's a rumor that next gen Xbox may not have a disc drive, and it's gonna be doing digital feature only. This is a report, so again, take it with a grain of sand, grain of salt, whatever you like to call it. And also with PlayStation doing the same thing. So here, this is from GameSpot. You're talking about, they said that following Sony's announcement that it will support PlayStation discs starting in 2028, conjecture PlayStation that the PS6 won't have a disc drive. It's now been reported that Microsoft next gen Xbox Project Helix won't have a disc drive either. Jez Corden of Windows Central reported today that that Project Helix, which is going to be the new Xbox, will not have a disc drive. The report did not include any further details. This would not be a surprising development given that the increasing percentage of games sold digitally compared to physical, along with the existing precedent. Now, the crazy thing is, yes, physical games, again, physical games cost extra, you know, because you gotta, you know, produce them and things like that and put them out in stores. Another thing is we also are seeing like the spikes in, you know, storage, RAM, things like that. Like, that's why we're seeing with the Xbox, their prices going up again, which is insane. And on top of that, their 2 terabyte Xbox Series X is being discontinued completely. So if you have one, congratulations, you have a very limited edition Xbox. So, but yeah, it's insane to see what's going on here. Like, let me put it this way, I like physical games, right? There are times I get tired of playing games that are out right now, you know, tired of playing Battlefield. So I'll just go over to my Xbox 360 and I'll pop in, you know, Rainbow Six Vegas 2 and do some terrorist hunt, you know, things like that, because I can always go back and play these games. Nothing gets taken away from me when I pop a disc in and play it, you know? When it comes to GTA, a lot of people were talking about this with GTA 4. So with GTA 4, again, they had an update, right? GTA 4, they had to remove a number of songs due to licensing deals running out. Hey, just like with PlayStation, right? But here's the thing with GTA 4, and a lot of people don't know this. If you go pop in GTA 4 on your Xbox 360, I'm not sure if PlayStation can do this, but I know Xbox you can. If you go into GTA 4 settings, or go to your settings for GTA 4, you can clear the system cache for that game. So basically you're on version 1.0. And the thing is, these songs and everything will still be on the game. It's crazy, right? Because they are updating it as you're playing live. The only downside to playing older versions is obviously you won't be able to play online because you're on an old version. You're not playing on the current version. That's the thing. Hell, even if you play Rainbow Six Vegas 2, there's still that glitch where you can spawn infinite enemies and get kills, you know, level up that way, which I think is pretty funny. Now, I'm going to say this. When it comes to physical games and everything, I'm not perfect. There are some games I have that are digital that are on my Xbox. Perfect example, Helldivers 2. Why? Because Helldivers 2 finally came to Xbox. So they had the Halo ODST collaboration with Helldivers 2. And I was like, all right, I'll buy the game. But here's the thing. I went on GameStop, I went on Best Buy, and I was looking around to see, is there going to be a physical copy of the game before I purchased the digital? It wasn't. So I bit the bullet and I was like, I'll get it. With Helldivers 2, yes, I play it, especially like off stream and things like that. I do play it a lot, but I came to the mindset that I can accept that game ending somehow. I can come to the conclusion accepting that. The thing is, when it comes to a game like GTA, because again, it's all digital and anything can happen when it comes to your account, or especially if you're on PlayStation, they could do something where it's like, hey, you know, you were saying some stuff, we're gonna go ahead and, you know, flag your account or something like that. Something along those reasons. You know, you lose access to that game. You lose access, like you lose $100 because again, it's a digital license that's associated to your account that you lost. And the thing is, when it comes to digital games as well, is I don't know about anybody else, but for me, it's constantly having that voice in the back of your head is saying, you know, this game isn't going to last forever. At some point, it could be tomorrow, 3 years from now, 3 months from now, 30 years from now, that this will no longer be a thing. You will no longer be able to access it. You will no longer be able to play it. And that is something I do not constantly want to have in the back of my head. I don't. So when it comes to games like this, and people ask me, am I going to get GTA 6? And I told them no. I understand. I may be a crazy guy. I may be insane for not wanting to play GTA 6. Reason being is because all my friends that I played GTA 5 with, we don't play GTA anymore. A lot of them moved on with their lives and things like that. I just don't see the point of me playing GTA 6. I know, shocking coming from a content creator, right? Somebody that does YouTube, somebody that's streams. I know, it's the big thing. Everybody's gonna be, you know, blowing up YouTube careers and Twitch careers and things like that, live stream careers because of this game. But it's something that I just don't see myself being a part of. It is what it is. Now, when it comes to the sales for digital versus physical, again, I wanted to show this. Digital has taken over. We can all agree, but it hasn't fully taken over. Here I have on Twitter is Derek Strickland, and he was talking about this. He said, here's a big reason why Sony is retiring PlayStation game disc production. Sony shipped 70 million game disc in fiscal year 25, but made less than 1 billion from these sales. Sony sold 248 million digital games in fiscal year 25 and made nearly $7 billion from the sales. And going in here, clearly you can see right here, physical software, that's how much they made. And then digital, you can see in the purple is a lot bigger, you know? Boom. Here's another one. He said the game unit sales, physical versus digital. Obviously, physical was good, and then it started changing. And again, I believe it's through the incentives of digital. My question is, if you were to give the same incentives that digital got to physical, like say for instance the early access, if you purchase the early access, you get a special receipt or you get a code on your receipt that you go to your GameStop, you go to your Best Buy, and you say, hey, I got this game, I got the limited edition early access, here's a code. They said bring this back with the code and I should be able to get my game. They type it in, they're like, okay, you're approved, you know, like this is a valid code, here's your game, you know, and then you go home like that. Or you also get your you know, get your collector's edition. You get your collector's edition bundle of whatever game that you get, like say for instance Ace Combat with the Joker Flight set, right? I honestly think that it wouldn't be like physical would take over again. I wouldn't say that, but the numbers would change pretty good. I would say like instead of it being an 80-20, it could be, I'm just gonna ballpark it, it may be a 60-40. I understand people are gonna be talking about, well, with digital you don't have to worry about the disc, so if it scratches and things like that. But my thing is, when was the last time, and I'm talking about a very good game, I'm not talking about crappy games, I'm talking about a very good game. When was the last time a really good game was discounted? And I'm not talking about just for like a small event, like just like, hey, you know, time went on, we're gonna lower the price for this game. Because I'm still seeing Call of Duty games that are $60, like $60 or $70, like Black Ops 6, $60 or $70, and then we have Modern Warfare 4 that's coming out soon. I've seen Modern Warfare 3 that is around $60, which is, I still think is insane. It does suck. Again, it does suck for physical games. It's going away. What does that mean for the old heads, the back in my days, the OGs? Pretty much is the cold hard truth. We're being left back, and if we want to get with the times, press forward, we got to give it up. We got to give up having that physical media, and we have to just purchase the digital, or we can say screw it, still stick with, you know, physical media, physical games, because there are a ton of them. Obviously we have, you know, mom and pop shops, retail stores, things like that we can just go in, buy these games secondhand and take them home and play them without any worries. Like I know for me, I'm going to pretty much keep playing physical media, play my physical games. I have a lot of games that are backlogged. I have some on my PC still that are backlogged as well. And I'm like, you know what? I think it's time. You know, while I'm still playing Battlefield and things like that, you know, that's why I have that second channel, the Sunday Side Quest. I'm playing the Ace Combat series and I'm having a blast. And here's the great thing. I don't have to worry about, you know, that game somehow just disappearing because it's the physical game. It's physical discs and I love it. So here are my thoughts when it comes to the game industry in general. If Sony does go down this route, honestly, they should just only sell PSN Plus, and that's it. Just make it a subscription. You're not paying for the games or anything like that. Just might as well just do an Xbox Game Pass, but for PlayStation Plus. Just leave it at that. No games. You know, they're like, hey, yeah, this digital game, instead of paying $70 or $80, scratch all that off. Pay the subscription for PSN Plus. That's it. And then you can just access whatever game you want. Are they gonna do that? No, because they want more money out of you. But who knows? 2028 is quite some time away. Maybe enough noise and backlash that they get, they may reverse it. Who knows? Because it happened before with Sony when they announced that they were getting rid of, you know, movies on the PlayStation. And what happened was there's so much backlash. They said, okay, you know what? Hey, you guys got it. We'll leave it on here. But then they, you know, obviously went back and did it. Another huge thing is if Sony follows through, and you already know how the game industry works. So if Sony follows through, Xbox is going to follow down that road. And the downside to it is consoles are over. Because here's the thing. What's the point of buying a console? What made consoles so special? You're able to use a disc. PC back in the day, you were able to put a CD-ROM into your PC and play it. But they went away from that. And at least when they announced that, it was because they said, hey, the production for these physical discs just cost too much. We're cutting back. And people were like, all right with it. Yeah, there were still people that are upset, but people were like, all right. If Sony were to just say, hey, due to production and we just want to cut back on costs for physical media, we're no longer doing physical media, they could have done that. But instead they just put some BS. It's not that hard. It's like they want to sugarcoat things, but we all already see through it. Just like, dude, just say it. Just say that we don't want to do physical media anymore. We're saving money. It's that simple. Xbox, if they ever do an announcement of it, same thing. We're saving money. We're cutting back on physical games. Sorry, we're going digital. That's it. But like I said, it's gonna be the end for the consoles, and pretty much everybody's gonna go over to PC. Why? Because Steam is an open market. They're not strict to one brand. They're not strict to a PlayStation. They're not strict to Xbox. And plus, a lot of indie games that are being created and published onto PC is through Steam. So you have a lot. You have a lot of choices, a lot of games. That's the reason why I have a PC, to be honest. I have a PC because there are games I couldn't access. I wanted to play Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia wasn't on Xbox. It wasn't on PlayStation. It wasn't even on the Steam Deck at the time. It was only on PC, and I wanted to play that. I wanted to play it with some friends. Ready or Not, same thing. Because, you know, Rainbow Six got rid of Terrace Hunt. So I decided to get Ready or Not. It looked cool. It was super realistic. Yeah, despite controversy that they had where they removed some content, you know, that was deemed extreme for consoles and things like that. I mean, I bought the physical copy of Ready or Not. Why? Because I love the game. Overall, when it comes to physical and digital games, honestly, again, staying with the physical games, and I just really don't have a care for like digital games right now, because of just how the state of video games are. Like, yes, we're seeing a lot of studios shutting down from, you know, Xbox. They announced closures of studios and things like that because there's a ton of bloat, identity politics in video games that don't need to be in it. And hell, that's why there's a lot of YouTubers and content creators that are coming out of the woodwork, making accounts and everything and launching their careers doing this stuff. This is what got me into starting to talk about video game in the industry, is because I'm sick and tired of outsiders coming in trying to change how the gaming industry is supposed to be. We went from passionate to people that are hungry for money to people that have no idea how a franchise did so well that they're like, hey, people are going to buy this game no matter what we put into it just because of the name. Look at Assassin's Creed. Until I see a groundbreaking game that makes me go ooh, ah, and makes me want to purchase it, Gears of War E-Day and, you know, Ace Combat 8, but anything else, I'm good. Those games I got for physical media as well. So I'm just waiting for those games to come out. But other than that, yeah, I'm just sticking physical games. I'm sticking with the games I got right now. I don't have any drive to want to purchase any other games because honestly, they haven't caught my attention. It is what it is. Maybe I'm old. I don't know. I'm 33. So, but anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys think about the whole thing with PlayStation, just in the gaming industry in general, like going from this digital to physical media. Again, I will have video about physical and digital linked down below that I had 2 years ago. Also, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this format too. This is something different that I just wanted to experiment and try out. Usually I just do a live stream and just record whatever I'm saying on the live stream and then that's it. So this was pretty informative to you. If you guys do like this, drop a like on there, comment as well if you guys want this type of content and this format to keep going. It will really help out the channel and help you guys out too. So, and lastly, let me know what you guys think about the digital and physical media. You know, are you guys still buying digital? You guys don't care about it? Or are you guys saying, hey, I'm buying physical and I'm good with my games that I got? So anyway, stop the channel. See you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.